Hello, St. Peter and Paul's families. Mr. Satterley here. I just want to give our midweek update. First, what happened at Annunciation Catholic School and Church in Minnesota was an absolute tragedy. As a school community, we offer our heart, we offer our prayers, and we're just very mindful of everything that happened there. Got a lot of questions in just the last 24 hours, just about what we do, how we can continue to keep the student safe at St. Peter and Paul. First, what I want to share is St. Peter and Paul has had for a long time, years and years before I get here, an emergency response plan. We do drills. I work with the local police department to make sure St. Peter and Paul students are safe. That's our priority. That's what we want to do. As your school community, make sure that this is a safe place for kids to learn, and make sure that we're familiar with whether it's doing different drills, talking about it at staff meetings, just making sure we're prepared for those sort of situations. With this happening at a school mass, there's been some concern, that has been communicated just because that's familiar to us. We all go to school mass here at St. Peter and Paul. I've been in contact over the last couple of days with quite a few of our parent who are in law enforcement, asking their feedback on what we could do, what can be better, and how we can continue to keep the kids safe for school mass. It's a beautiful thing that we get to do, and I don't want that to be tarnished by an evil act. But at the same time, what can we do to continue to be safe? Starting next Wednesday, I will be at the front door, myself, Mr. Satterley, I'm gonna call him, but I will be there at the front door at every single mass, and I'll lock the door behind us when we come in. So if you're a parent that's running late, you're gonna see me welcoming you in, but just to add an extra layer of protection of an adult, as somebody of me who knows everybody coming in and out, to continue to reflect on our safety. I talked with some officers and they felt that was a good addition. Second, you'll see that we'll have a police presence at mass for the next 3 weeks. We always kind of have a police presence at mass. I think we have like 6 different officers, or actually probably closer to 8 officers that are at St. Peter and Paul's, that are sometimes just in work clothes. Sometimes you'll see them, in uniform, that are at mass. That's just who we are. We serve a lot of first responders, but specifically you'll see a carry presence there at the next couple masses, just in support of our local community, and just to help us as we transition to this. I've also been asked by quite a few parents, what can we do? And they said, can we come to mass? And what I want to say to that is, you can always come to mass. Whether it's on Sunday or our Wednesday school masses, you are always invited. You're always invited to pray with us. We have that parent section, and I just want to reiterate again why we have the parent section. We started that as a safety piece. When we walk into that church and students are all over the place, we lose eyes on kids, and it's just not safe. So when we ask you to sit in the parent section, that's a safety piece. We know where your kid is. You also can be helpful to us when you come to the mass by participating, praying, because your kid's gonna see you at mass. We love that. So we ask you to please follow those things. Please don't pull your child out during mass. I've still seen that a couple of times. That's confusing for the kids. It's confusing to the order of what we have as we're going. And I ask you to do that because it also creates a uniformity of what we're doing. Because safe practices. But if you're a parent, you want to come to mass, you're always invited. Every Wednesday, love to see you there. Love to give you a handshake afterwards. We'd love for you to be there. That's really important. And we're going to continue to look at things. We're as schools, as part of having an emergency response plan, is just always looking at it, and always adjusting, and always making sure we can do things that are safe. What happened yesterday was shocking, but as a community, I just want to know that we're vigilant. And we're always going to make sure we keep your kids safe. Hope you have a great week.